TikTok is a never-ending stream of mindless dumpster fire content, most of which goes unseen, never reaching a sizable audience. Keylocker Bamboo used to be one of these people, with only a couple followers pulling less than a few hundred views a week. But now, she sits on a platform of more than 100,000, averaging well over 1 million views every video. How did she get here? By tirelessly grinding to develop unprecedented skill while earning her desired image as the #1 Bed Wars Egirl. At least that is what she wants you to think. The actual truth, and what she doesn't want you to know, is that she's cheated the entire way there. And despite it being blatantly obvious, she's still adamantly in denial, refusing to admit anything. In this video, I'll provide definitive proof that all her clips are fake, her gameplay's fake, and even her self-proclaimed title of #1 Egirl is fake. Her entire following is built on lies, and she doesn't want anyone to talk about it. So, let's talk about it. This video with almost 20 million views is her most popular. However, it's not that hard to tell that this, along with every other video on Keylocker Bamboo's page, is fake. In fact, it should be obvious to anyone with a brain who takes more than a couple seconds to look more closely. But unfortunately, TikTok does not have an abundance of these people. Just thinking about the nature of these clips makes them make less sense already. Starting with the obvious, most of her videos are first rushes, meaning they should be at the start of the game, even though she spawns in with enough materials for a full butterfly defense and solos, a stone sword, a stack of wool, and ladders, totaling 102 iron. And despite her waiting the generator for over a stack and a half of iron before even leaving her base, the team next to her is still placing 1 layer of wool, equivalent to 4 iron. Listen, I'll take a look at this specific video, which I'm going to be revisiting a couple times. Captioned, clipping this famous YouTuber, she supposedly fights Specular Potato, a content creator who has almost 100,000 legitimately earned subscribers. In the video, she cues Specular in solos on the map Pernicious, and he immediately tells his teammate to void in solos. Void! She then breaks his bed and flawlesses him. He then dies, changes his pack, goes into spectator mode on Skyrise, and then is put into the middle of a doubles game on Mirage. Which, by the way, yeah, she's not wrong. She didn't snipe him, because this literally didn't happen. Here's what he had to say about this.
Yeah, I hate this person. I'm not even gonna open the TikTok because I don't want to see any of their free, stuff on my free. She combined, a clip of me dying to somebody over her video.
You tried to contact them about it. You, joined her server, and I saw your messages. They, you asked if you could contact her because obviously you're not okay with them doing that, right? And then
yeah,
they basically called you a random and said that she was too famous to talk to you.
Yeah, it was really weird. I was and I understand people doing things for content, even though I would never do that. I still think it's corny, but I wasn't gonna comment, I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just gonna message them and be like, hey, I'm really not comfortable with you faking this. I mean, you got 1 million views off of a fake clip, and I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. That's the real thing, is at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want, but how do you feel about yourself? At what point does the moral start interfering with the clout? At what point do you start questioning your personality?
Their point in doing that is trying to make you look bad in front of literally almost 1 million people. TikTok and YouTube don't have a huge shared audience. That's probably the first time that most of these people are seeing you or seeing a video of you, and then they're making them to believe that this is you, oh, you're raging at them because they sniped you, and accusing them of sniping and stuff, which none of that even happened in the first place. They just I don't know why they just randomly picked you, and then you're the face of all this now in front of 1 million people.
This is actually never gonna get you anywhere. Sure, you're gonna be successful on TikTok, but this just won't work on any other platform. So I mean, congrats, you got your 15 seconds of fame.
Some other things to note are that in all of her videos there are no other players in the game, and her opponents are various bridging YouTubers or also her friends. Remember this guy's name, he'll be important later on. What all this means is that these videos are not recorded in real games against real players, but instead are in a form of private game in a controlled environment against fake players who lose on purpose. All of these are basic observations that anyone who's familiar with the server could pick up on. However, there's much more to be uncovered from these clips, which I will get into later on. Even knowing for a fact that these clips are recorded in fake games against fake players, the skills she's showcasing are still impressive regardless. Is also what she wants you to think, and is also a lie. Take a look at her stats. Now, look at her gameplay. If you thought to yourself, wow, this doesn't look like a one of KDR's gameplay, you'd be completely right, because this is not Keylocker Bamboo. But how do we know this? Well, here's a clip of her actual original gameplay. This video, along with many others featuring her real gameplay, were deleted from her TikTok when her new content started to blow up. Take note of her recording and render settings, and compare them to her public content, which was uploaded only a few weeks later, and features her being basically the same level. According to Keylocker Bamboo, this rapid difference in skill and quality can be explained by, I just improved over time, it's just practice, and use mad cause I'm better. Also according to her, no one has proof it's not me in my TikTok. Anyways, Here's some proof it's not her and her TikTok. Remember this guy from earlier? He's about to get very important because he also has a channel. Here's a clip from one of his videos. Take note of his GUI and render settings and compare them to Keylocker Bamboo's. If they look identical, it's because they are. He even uses the same music because he edits her videos too.
Clipping this YouTuber.
All you gotta do is hit other people up.
One more time, Keylocker Bamboo's actual gameplay and what she wants you to think is her gameplay. Going back to the specular video, his gameplay doesn't look like his either. Do you know whose gameplay it does look like? Keylocker Bamboo's. Now that we know who actually records her videos, what this means is she's uploading someone else's footage and taking all the credit. Whether it's because she's too lazy to or because she just isn't as talented as she wants people to think, this concept actually isn't new to her, even from before she was famous. This is Ofault, a friend of Key's. She agreed to collaborate with him to create a montage, but when it came time to record gameplay for it, she instructed him to play on her account and record all the footage for her because she couldn't be bothered to do it herself.
I think I brought up the montage collab, but I wasn't too sure because I was like, well, she's not going to be bothered to do it. And then she was asking, can you please do the clips for me? I'm like, I don't really want to do that. She gave me her account details and just like, I got clips for her and all that. She's just very lazy.
All right.
Basically.
So not a single clip is hers.
So I'm pretty sure everything is just your gameplay in that video.
Yeah.
And you also edited it too. She didn't edit any of it.
No, she didn't. All she did was the song idea. That's it.
So she picked the song and then you recorded all the gameplay from both of your POVs and edited the whole thing. So despite this montage being uploaded to Key's channel, every clip in this supposed collaboration is recorded and edited by Ofault, a pretty similar system to what's still going on right now. It's also hard to ignore the irony of her basing her entire image around being the best Egirl and Egirl's on top, while all of her gameplay is just recorded by random guys. Even with all this out of the way, there's still more left to uncover. I noticed a lot of comments on her page accusing her of cheating, the most common claims being fast place and auto place. So as part of my research, I talked to several known bridgers in the community who basically told me that these bridging methods would take years to master and that nobody in the world could replicate these videos. On top of that, they both have been seemingly impossible to get in contact with. This is the only time I've talked to him. But given the information available, it's too hard to tell for sure whether she's definitively hacking or not, so I have to leave this as inconclusive for now. However, we do have some theories which may hold more weight. Going back to what we know for sure, there are no players in the game and all the opponents are her friends losing on purpose, meaning that these videos are at minimum recorded in a private game. But I think it goes further than that, and that these clips aren't even recorded on Hypixel, but rather a private server, where more variables can be controlled. The following are a few of my observations which support this theory, and strap in, because we're about to speedrun. She never takes fall damage in any of her videos, or any damage at all for that matter. Here are 3 specific clips where she drops from a height of over 4 blocks and takes no fall damage. There is no setting to modify this in Hypixel's private game menu, which can mean a couple of things. She's on a hacked client, using a cheat like no fall, playing a dreams mode like arms or ultimates, or what I think to be the more likely case, on a private server, using a god mode mod or fall damage modifier. This could be to make her movement appear cleaner in videos or to avoid getting hit by her opponent, which can mess up her recording. God mode is also a part of the Essentials plugin, which is automatically installed on most private servers. In multiple of her videos, she spawns within 14 glass, which is not possible on Hypixel, as you can only purchase glass in multiples of 4. In this video, neither player has a level. Also in this video, Specular loses hunger, which is not possible in Bedwars. Also in this video, he gets hit into a generator, which is just not dropping iron for some reason, despite Pernicious being a fast iron map. After he dies, the gameplay cuts back to his actual stream, which explains the random switch in map. The only explanation I can think of for this is that their private server does not have a convincing looking spectator mode. In the majority of her videos, the XP number is poorly photoshopped onto the hotbar. You can tell this because it's the wrong size and position, and there is no progress on the XP bar. I mean, how lazy are you? Just do a command and give yourself XP, it's not that hard. Also in this video, no account has ever had this IGN, meaning she's either using a name tag modifier or this is literally just an NPC. In this video, a cut can be seen on this clutch based on the change in her XP progress, and the fact that in the frame before there is literally no player on the other base. This suggests that these videos are actually multiple clips spliced together, a common strategy used to fake Minecraft speedruns. My theory is that all the footage before the cut is recorded on a private server, and then after the cut, everything else is on Hypixel, so they can record the bedbreak animation, final kill effects, and player's level head. Apart from this one video, there is never a bedbreak or final kill effect. In this video, the opponent's damage indicator stays on 0 HP while being crit with a sword. This account is also never logged onto the Hypixel server. When other players telebridge or place a lot of blocks, the number of blocks in their hotbar lags lower than the actual amount and then self-corrects after, especially on higher ping as seen in these clips. This is a Hypixel specific bug and does not happen in Keylocker Bamboo's videos despite her having European ping. In the spliced video, this only happens after the cut when the gameplay is actually on Hypixel. But there is one more theory which would explain the absurd level of human skill required for these videos, as well as give a real reason to record in a private server. Changing the tick speed, a form of TAS, or tool assisted speedrun. In Minecraft, the tick speed refers to how fast the game runs. In vanilla Minecraft, there are 20 ticks per second, meaning one tick passes every 50 milliseconds. When this is true, Minecraft runs at a normal speed. However, if you were to modify the tick speed by lowering it, you would essentially be playing the game in slow motion, as seen in this video. When this is done, everything about the game slows down, including your own movement, the speed at which you break blocks, and even individual particles. What this means is you could effectively play the game in slow motion, speed it back up in editing, and everything would look normal.
True, if I speed this up, it'll look like normal gameplay, and it'll just look like I'm really accurate and really good at the game.
This concept is explained in more detail in this video by Derpold, which coincidentally is about faking telebridge clips. This would explain how he is able to do impossible bridges that would take years to learn, place blocks perfectly every time, and blocking at the speed of light, when in reality this is what his actual block-ins look like.
Okay, well, I'll make it an option. I'm so bad at boxing in that.
And in case you're wondering how difficult it is to download maps and plugins to replicate the look of Hypixel, the answer is not that hard. I don't doubt that the person recording these clips can actually telebridge and is a very talented player, but I do doubt the legitimacy of this gameplay. I can't think of any other reason these videos would be recorded on a private server, and not just in a private game on Hypixel, which is much simpler. And I severely doubt that this is all that's going on behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, these are just theories and observations, and there's no definitive proof of any of this. Maybe all of his gameplay is real. Maybe he's just the best Minecraft player of all time as a 200-star 4F KDR. What do I know? The common opinion I could see people having is that this shouldn't matter because other people also fake content on TikTok. It's like, yeah, I'm aware that most of the garbage content on this garbage platform is fake, but that doesn't make it right, and there's definitely a huge difference between something that is obviously faked for the sake of making a funny video and photoshopping your own level and making fake players to deceive people into following you because they think you're something you aren't. You cannot say that they're not trying to hide the fact that these videos are faked when they're going through this much effort to lie to everyone and make them look real, and I'm sure it goes much deeper than the things that I've noticed. And it's also just hard to ignore how ironic it is that she bases her entire image around being the #1 Egirl with the best gameplay, while in reality all of her gameplay is faked and recorded by some random guy. I have no issue with the image she's trying to sell, but I do take issue with how she's doing it. There are a number of female creators in the community smaller than her, who I will link in the description, and who I think are much more deserving of this attention than her because they took the time to get good at the game and actually record their own gameplay, which is already more than she's doing. What she's doing isn't helping anything because in reality she's directly reinforcing the stereotype of the generic lobby 1 Egirl with a 1F KDR who sucks at the game and gets boosted by random e-boys. Something she said to me that stood out is that people don't like her because they're just jealous that she has more followers than them. Which, like, yeah, she isn't completely wrong. I have the perspective of a content creator, and I'm sure many others in the community will be able to relate to this. Whether we have to spend time getting good at the game or developing a charismatic personality, we all have to work hard to grow a following, while she can just fake everything and go straight to the top, which, yes, is something I take issue with. I can spend 2 weeks editing a 30-minute video and get around 30,000 views, which obviously is nothing to be ungrateful for, but it does become frustrating when you can have someone else do all the work and then take all the credit and then get 15 million.
I have a disability and I've been trying to get better, and then I have friends that just cheat. Because I asked her, do you feel bad? And she said, oh, I'm just doing it for the views. I said to her, if you upload another video that's fake and I'm just done with her and I'm done. You see, I'm working on a 1200 star montage actually, I'm about to hit that. And I've got to admit, probably over 40 hours on it. And it only gets 500 views. It's so irritating. I don't know what to say to her because I can't get her to stop, of course.
She claims that she does actually put in work for her content, but when she isn't recording it, isn't editing it, and isn't even the one uploading it, it's hard for me to imagine what work she's putting in. And while undeserved, all this fame and attention goes straight to her head. She isn't exactly a humble person, at least in my experience.
I got more subs than you now. It's like, bro, they're literally all fake. She thinks we all care. I've unfollowed her.
Her Discord server is full of gems like this, such as the Haters channel, which is an archive including people calling her out, criticizing her, and of course, including me. But at the end of the day, why does this matter? Her getting famous off of faked content seems harmless at first, but I don't think that's the case. The reality is that Bed Wars is a dying community in the sense that its player base is no longer actively growing. One of the main reasons it grew so rapidly at first was from big channels showcasing the game to a larger general audience. Put simply, if the game looks fun, people will want to play it. But even at its peak popularity, the biggest Bed Wars YouTubers who may come to mind can only dream of pulling these types of views. I mean, she's pulling millions on millions, and what this means is the average viewer is probably not an experienced Bed Wars player. They also probably won't have a critical eye to understand that these clips are not real gameplay. New viewers will likely see this content and assume that this is the level of skill required to have fun in Bed Wars, or that these are the type of people they will be competing against. And one look at any of her comment sections confirms this. I've experienced the same thing when watching clips from skilled players in other games, which look extremely complicated and like it would probably take years to learn, which doesn't sound fun and is not something I'm willing willing to do. It's one thing if she's actually taken the time to get this good and have this level of gameplay, because in that case she's earned the right to make this type of content and people will take it as they will. But that's not the case. Everything is faked. This isn't Bedwars and nobody actually plays like this. And when her fake content is reaching such a large audience and is actively deterring people from the game, that is something that hurts the community and something I definitely take issue with. And one more thing, Key, if you're watching this, which let's be real, you're definitely watching this, just come clean. Tell your hundreds of thousands of fans what's really going on, or upload your own gameplay. I know you think it's mid, but if that's who you are, that's who you are. Don't lie about it, just embrace it. And if I'm wrong about any of this, feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Anyways, that's all I've got.
Clipping this famous TikToker.
I love being the best. I am better than you. Everybody hating, you're just fans though. I am the best because I am always ahead of the game, ahead of the competition. I take pride in all of my gameplay because I'm so good.
I ask her, okay, Telly Bridge right in front of me then. If you really can do it, legit, then do it right now. She said, oh no, can't be bothered right now. My mouse isn't working properly. She's admitted to cheating and cool. I'm just saying that, yeah, I cheat and all that, and she uses autoplays and my anti-KV and...
Wait, she's admitted to using autoplays?
Yeah.
She like openly has admitted it's like cheating to you, yeah.